Hi, everyone. My name is Cole Schrank. I was an intern this fall at UMSL Athletics, and this is my overview presentation. So kind of an overview of UMSL Athletics. UMSL Athletics has 19 intercollegiate programs, including men's and women's soccer, volleyball, golf, swimming, baseball, softball, track, and cross country, among others. We are a member of the Great Lakes Valley Conference, and it competes in Division II athletics. So some of the roles and duties that I had with my time here at UMSL Athletics was scoreboard operator, music, kind of making sure music was playing at the right times, ball crew for both volleyball and soccer, concessions, setup and takedown of game day operations. So that was water, that was scoreboard, that was music, that was production, that was the hoops being down, that was the volleyball nets being set up, being taken down, um, among other things. So quite a bit to do there with setup and takedown. Those are just a couple of things that I named off, but there was definitely a lot more. Production, so making sure that the live stream audio, Bob, our announcer, sometimes Tanner, depending on the day, making sure that everything was up and running, and everybody that was watching at home was having an enjoyable experience along with the camera. So making sure that the camera is pointed in the area where everybody can see. It might be I might have to shuffle the camera around depending on what sport it is, whether it's volleyball, soccer, basketball, and then making sure it's connected to the production so everybody can see a live video feed of the game as well. Some of the goals that I established, kind of before I got here to UMSL, was to learn more about the inner workings of college athletics. I'm a student athlete here at UMSL. This is my first semester, and so I kind of wanted to know what it takes to run an athletic department. Especially during the busy season like the fall with multiple sports going on, and kind of what goes on behind the scenes. I play a sport obviously, but I might not see what goes on. Stuff prior to the game or after the game. And so I kind of want to learn more about that. I wanted to know if I could see myself doing this long term. I kind of coming in the sport management program, I was like, maybe I want to work in college athletics, and I wanted to see, is this really something I wanted to do? Kind of give myself an opportunity to check it out. I also wanted to build relationships with faculty here at UMSL. So this is my first semester here, and I really don't know a whole lot of people besides my home coaches. And so it was really good. It was really good opportunity for me to meet other people in the athletic department, coaches, staff members, people I'll probably see later on this year. I also wanted to improve my communication skills, whether it's over text, whether it's email, whether it's in person. I kind of wanted to make sure that I was improving my overall communication skills. And I also wanted to make sure I was connecting with my peers and fellow interns, as I felt that would be important to not only make my life easier, but to kind of give myself somebody to talk to as well. Kind of bounce ideas off, figure out what might be an efficient way to do some things. Did I achieve my goals? So I was definitely able to see what happens behind the scenes within an athletic department, especially on game days. That was the majority of the times we worked. There was opportunity for office hours as well that I partook in, but game days is really where we got our money's worth and did a ton of stuff. And like I said, those days where nothing's going on, kind of go in, see what they're doing. It's just kind of a variety of different things each day. I also was able to realize that I don't think college athletics is for me. I think it's a really good opportunity for people if you want to be busy, if you want to kind of have that, you're gonna have a good time, you're gonna enjoy what you do, you're gonna be able to see successes of others. But it's definitely a lot of long hours and it can be stressful at times. And so I think that's maybe something that it can be unorganized, and sometimes you have to be okay with that. I'm a very organized person, so I kind of felt that maybe it's not for me, and that's okay. I was definitely okay with figuring that out. I was able to meet and connect with a ton of different faculty over the course of the semester. We just got a new assistant athletic director. I was able to meet with our director of operations here, Alex Angela. He did an awesome job with us all semester, as long with soccer coaches, fellow other athletes, fellow interns, people in classes, that I take every day, just kind of meeting them in person and being able to build that relationship with them as well. I thought it was really, I really was able to, got better at communicating my schedule and times, through text and kind of talking with different people that maybe just because I didn't, I had to build what was going on, right? So if I had a problem with, I never run production before. And so kind of learning new skills and communicating those with others and something that I definitely improved on. And like I mentioned, I met a bunch of people that work in athletics, and as long as getting closer with the fellow interns. Kind of what did I learn? College athletics is a lot of long hours and odd times. We hosted the volleyball regional this year, which was awesome, but we were working a lot of hours. I think the one day we worked from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. It's a long day with everything getting backed up. Communicating with one another is essential. Working as a team is big. A lot of setup. We got to get there early in the morning, especially for soccer. There's quite a few things to do, but the sooner we can all communicate together and get it done, the better off we're going to be. And we're going to have a little downtime before the game start and kind of decompress before we get ready to go again. Managing stress is critical. I think having that skill, those stress relieving skills, is definitely an important thing to have. Obviously there's going to be times where life is super stressful, but the way you react to it, the way you deal with it, is almost just as important as how you know what I mean? Like, being able to manage your stress levels and kind of keep yourself calm externally, even if you might be freaking out internally, is super big. Mindset is everything, right? Maybe the last thing you want to do is get up at 7 a.m. on a Sunday morning after you had a long weekend and go to the soccer field for 8 hours. But if you have that positive mindset of like, hey, listen, it's an experience for me to get better. If I'm going to be here, I might as well enjoy it. It makes everything easier. So making sure you have a good mindset is super essential. Kind of expect the unexpected. There's a lot of days like in this picture here, we were outside. It was raining all day. It was probably 40 degrees for 2 soccer games. And it was kind of unexpected, right? We're like, well, maybe we might be at home. We might not be at home. But, we had to kind of adapt on the fly and make sure everything was brought to the field, set up, at a different site than we normally are. And so you got to be able to kind of go with the flow, if you will. Enjoy your experience, right? Like I said, I'm making this video now. It feels like just yesterday I was starting my internship and I had no idea anything about UMSL. And so I think that the time flies by fast. So make sure you're enjoying it. Some of my biggest takeaways. Were there are going to be coworkers that you like, and there's going to be coworkers you don't like. But the way that you interact with them, you always keep a positive manner. You treat people the way you want to be treated. Is something that can kind of help ease that. It's not necessarily, you're not going to have people you love to work with all the time, but that's kind of the reality of life. And so, if you adjust to it and make the most out of it, you'll be just fine. It's kind of like, and I'm going to keep reiterating us throughout the presentation, but keeping a positive mindset is the best thing you can do for yourself. Like on this day, she in his picture, me and fellow intern Barrett are smiling. That day it was cold and rainy and windy, but we had fun. Like, what, if we're gonna enjoy the suck. That's just kind of what we came to the conclusion of, and that's what we did. Communication is key, right? There's a lot of times things can come up. Being an athlete, we have practice and things like that. So if practice time gets switched, we got to be able to make sure that we're communicating that with our superior, Alex, and making sure that he's, we're all on the same page in order for us to, we're still getting there on time and things like that. Time management is important. There's a lot. Sport management has some assignments that are due every week, and you need to make sure that you're able to balance that along with doing an internship. And so, making sure that you're getting ahead on everything, using your time to your advantage, and making sure that the internship isn't getting away with your education, but as well as you're not stressing out about school while you're at your internship. College athletics has a lot of thankless jobs. The people that work in an athletic department, they all know what we're doing and that everything we do is important, but maybe the people on the outside don't. And that's okay, right? You kind of have to be okay with not everybody saying, oh my gosh, thank you. You really did a good job of setting up today. That might not happen. So, and that's just something that I'm used to. I've done other jobs that are kind of like that as well. And so it's kind of something you also should be prepared for. And then everything you do is important, right? Everybody plays a role every day that you go out there. And so your role, if you weren't doing it, somebody else would have to. So you being there, you working hard is something that everybody can appreciate. Some of the personal growths that I felt I had. I mentioned earlier, I definitely improved my communication skills, not only speaking clearly, but, talking with adults, talking with people that are maybe a little bit more important at the athletic department or at the school. My ability to kind of communicate my own personal feelings as well as making sure that we're crystal clear on everything is super important. And I felt I did a really good job of doing that. Confidence and connection, like all of these connections you're going to make, continue to really build those build those connections. Like, we're around different interns, we're around the same people for the last 4 or 5 months. Like, have confidence, speak to them like, not just like they're your boss, but really, build that relationship and make sure that they know that they can count on you. Dislike is okay. Like, I kind of realized that maybe college athletics isn't for me, but I was okay with that. I knew that if I hadn't gone through this experience, maybe I would have gotten a job in college athletics and then realized then, oh, shoot, I don't like this, And so realizing this now as an intern kind of helped me, as my career path moving forward. I also realized how important my peer relationships are. There's a lot of people that I would not have met. I would have never probably talked to outside of the classroom, but seeing them every day, building that connection, we're all doing the same things together. And so kind of building that connection, that circle of people, that you can bounce ideas off, ask questions to, that isn't your boss, can really help you and, really help further your ability to learn in your internship. And really have confidence in my own abilities. There was a time where I was super nervous to do production because I did no idea what's going on. And then by the end, I was going to Missouri Baptist on my own to set up everything and do production and camera all by myself. And so kind of having that confidence in yourself can really push you to places farther than you thought you could go. What would I tell my younger self? I would tell my younger self to embrace all opportunities. There's a ton of things to do, maybe some things you don't want to do. Just yesterday, for the last event of the year, I was timing for a swim meet. I never thought I would do that, but I still was able to go and embrace it and kind of make it somewhat fun. And so that was a good opportunity for me. Work hard now so it's easier later. This is kind of something that I think that people necessarily don't realize, that your hard work, it may not pay off the next day. It may not pay off the next month. It might not pay off the next year, but it may pay off in the next 5 years, in the next 10 years, things like that. And so the ability for you to kind of realize that now, and set yourself up for success later is super important. I said this earlier, but enjoy the suck. There's a lot of days that they're late nights or early mornings, but guess what? If you're going to be there, you might as well enjoy it, because if you don't, it's going to make everything so much worse. Have fun. I can't say this enough. There's a lot of times, there's a lot of smiling, there's a lot of fun, there's a lot of enjoyable moments to be had during an internship, and to really make sure you take advantage of those opportunities. And kind of the last thing is, like, it's not about the job you have, but it's about the experiences you make, right? It's about the things you learn at that job, whether it's soft skills, whether it's professional skills, whether it's kind of time management. Everything kind of makes it what you have. You might be somebody who's flipping burgers at McDonald's, but you can learn a ton of different things that can apply to other jobs. The label around your job doesn't make you who you are. It's about what you take away from that job. Advice for incoming students. I would definitely advise everybody builds connection with their peers, whether you want to or not. Be that person who's approachable, be that person who's friendly. Think ahead, right? Kind of look ahead to your future. Just because you're in an internship doesn't mean you can't be looking for another one. Just because you're in a certain class doesn't mean you can't be looking at maybe my path to becoming this or that. Always look ahead, kind of trying to start figure out what you're doing before you get into the program, kind of have that path you want to go down to. You can do more than you think. You can push yourself to limits much farther than you ever thought you could, but you have to just do it every day. If you do that with consistency, if you work hard every day, you will push yourself to new places you never thought you'd go. Stay ahead on homework. That's the biggest one I can see right now. Is the last day to turn in homework, and I get notifications all the time that people are doing their homework, and it's things after another. If you stay ahead, get all your homework done each week, even if it's a couple days late, that's okay, right? But don't leave it all to the end. Use your time to your advantage, get it all done as soon as possible. Use the area to your advantage. I'm not from St. Louis. This is my first time really living here. And so it's super awesome to know that there's a ton of opportunities with the Blues, the Battle Hawks, the St. Louis City. There's a ton of things to do around here that you may never have thought of, but being in a major US city like this really does have advantages. So definitely use it. Try everything. Did I ever think I'd be working in an athletic department as an intern? Absolutely not. But I was willing to try it because I thought that, hey, this might be a good opportunity for me to figure out something that I wanted to do. And so kind of giving yourself a broad range of things to do is something that's really good and can help you later on. Advice for current sport management students. I'll reiterate this for the incoming students as well. Stay ahead on your homework. You should be able to get all your homework done. We have maybe a different number of assignments that compared to other classes, but it's nothing that's, super intensive where it's going to take you 2-3 hours. So kind of use a little bit of time. Maybe that means putting on the video games. Maybe that means getting off your phone, whatever it may be. But stay ahead of your homework so you don't have to do it later. Use Dr. B to your advantage. Building that connection, turning your homework, asking questions, participating in class. She is there to help you. We've really never had I've never personally had a professor that is as invested and wants you to exceed as much as she has. And so really use that to your advantage. LinkedIn. So I was new to LinkedIn. I'd never used it before, but the way I've been able to connect with people that I never thought I'd be able to, like I found a person on LinkedIn. They're on the legal team for the Philadelphia Phillies. I thought that was just the coolest thing ever. And I was able to reach out to them. And, like I would never have found that if I didn't have LinkedIn. And it's really easy to set up and it's really easy to keep updated. It's just like a Facebook page, just like your Instagram, think of it like that. You want to stay as active as you can on LinkedIn as you would on some other platforms as well. I think attending all classes regularly, I know that as the semester went on, we definitely lost a lot of people, but you're going to build a little bit better connection with not only the guest speakers, but just kind of the professors and your classmates as well if you're attending classes regularly. Work hard outside of class. Always be looking for those volunteer opportunities, internships, making sure that you're really working on things outside of class to kind of set yourself up, give you those experiences to put on your resume for later on. And then seek out resume building opportunities. Like I just mentioned, volunteering, working at different places, might be just helping out around campus, things like that, building a connection to help you out on your resume. Some advice about the sport management program. I would take a variety of classes, whether it's law, whether it's ethics, whether it's video and media design, anything like that. Take a bunch of different stuff because you might fall into something that you really like. You're going to have to work hard outside of the classroom, whether you want to or not, whether it's service learning, whether it's, volunteering, all those things, finding professional interviews. You're going to have to do work outside the classroom, but you have to be okay with that and realize that not all of your career goals are going to happen just because you get really good grades. I also think too, like if you want to find a minor that relates to your career goals, I decided to find a minor in business admin. And so I think a lot of people could benefit, from maybe finding something that really delves a little bit deeper into what they want to do personally, long term. And so kind of gives you a little extra boost in knowledge when you move into your, whether it's another degree or your job later on. Participate. I think that's a big one. I think being able to participate and, be active in class really not only it helps you get personalized answers to any questions you may have or to information you want to know. And I think that's super important. And I think building soft skills as well is super big. Whether it's communication, whether it's writing email, texting, right, you're going to probably, texting your boss is a little bit different than texting your friends. So you got to make sure you find that balance. Email is big, and then learning how to build your resume. I thought that was another big one that I didn't really know how to do until now. And so I thought that was a really good opportunity to build some of my soft skills. Kind of in conclusion, so this program, this internship, any internship is what you make of it, right? Whether you enjoy it, whether you don't enjoy it, you're gonna get out what you put in, and that's one of the biggest things I can tell anybody. LinkedIn is huge. I kind of mentioned it before. Use it just like you'd use any other social media. Keep updating it, post things on there, upload certifications, pictures, posts, anything that you want to share with the working world. Put it on LinkedIn. Explore all opportunities because you never know what you might find and like. Take pride in what you do. I think that's kind of a big one. You're going to definitely find some areas that you really like, some areas you really don't like, and that's okay because now you know what not to do, right? Kind of narrows that list even more. And then have fun. College is fun. The experiences are fun. And then you just need to enjoy what you do because if you don't enjoy what you do, your life is not going to be very fun. And so finding those opportunities to make your life fun and go to work every day and enjoy your experiences is something that I would advise everyone to do. Thank you guys for watching. If you have any questions about UMSL athletics or just interning in general, you can reach out to me at my email listed here. This is my UMSL email. And so, yeah, that's all I got. Thank you guys very much for watching.